This is a Bulldog Radio podcast.
Perfect.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
We're like, as I'm speaking right now, we're actually rolling as we speak. Okay. So, like, there's no problem. We don't have to worry about anything of that. So yeah, you're good.
Mics and Takes, episode 3. My name is Travis. I'm here with Barrett and Sean. We're going to talk about some NBA and NFL. But first, let's hop into the opening night. So first, we have the Pelicans and Raptors. But let's talk about the second game, which was the most anticipated matchup, Lakers and Clippers. What was your guys' opinions on that game?
I, to be honest with you, didn't really watch too much.
I'll start recording right now. It doesn't matter to me.
I'll wait until everybody's ready.
Can you hear yourself, Sean?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear yourself, though?
Yeah, I believe I could.
Sick.
Great.
Sweet. So I think, we're recording right now. I wish I could see the levels of us displayed. I guess not. I guess we don't. I guess we'll never know. Look, it looks pretty good though. To be completely honest,
Feels weird.
what?
The hat.
That was my
The hat.
first time seeing it without a hat. Low-key.
I mean, oh crap.
No. I wasn't saying that in a bad way. I was just saying that was like my first time.
Okay. I think we're good. I wish our mics were like more compressed.
Yeah, we just gotta talk like really, really loud.
Yeah. That's really good.
Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm good. You can start it whenever you want.
Mics and Takes, episode 3. I'm here with Barrett and Sean, and I'm Travis. We're going to talk about some NBA opening night, Lakers and Clippers. What are your guys' takes on the game?
I thought the game was really good. Kawhi went off. I'm calling it right now, league MVP and finals MVP when they win the finals. So I'm calling that too. He dropped 30 points. I think a bright spot for the Lakers was Danny Green, though. Dropped 7 threes, 28 points or something like that. So, yeah.
In my opinion, Danny Green's the one who kept them really in the game because LeBron played pretty bad in a way to me. He was 7 of 19, only 18 points, 8 assists and 10 rebounds. When you look at the stat sheet, it looks good, but the actual production on the court wasn't. I feel like Kawhi was able to take over the game late, and Lou Will, again, arguably going to be Sixth Man of the Year in the race again. He had 21 off the bench. He was very impressive. And I agree with you. I think the Clippers will win the championship. I'm still sticking with my pick of Steph Curry winning the MVP because I do think Kawhi's going to have to take games off because of load management and when he's going to have to give up some shots for Paul George.
That is very true.
Yeah, and looking at the box score, LeBron posted 36 minutes and then only got 18 points. That for a guy who wants to be like the greatest of all time, that's pretty crappy. And we were talking before the start of the podcast that the last 3 minutes of the game, I don't believe he took a shot. He's out passing the ball. He's going up for contesting. He's kicking out. He's bailing out last second. Take over the game. This is for the Battle of LA. Like, Kawhi's coming into your house. Do something about it. Like, please.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's like kind of already anointing Kawhi. Like, even though it's early, like, the new king of LA, LeBron, like, you gotta win. You keep saying you're catching this ghost of Michael Jordan. It is one game. It's going to be a long season. Him and Anthony Davis got to develop more chemistry, but I think Kawhi, they look good. I just think the Clippers are the most deep team. They have the best all-around defensive team. Mr. 94 feet and Patrick Bev. And you also got, just Paul George and Kawhi who's guarding everyone on the perimeter. And Kawhi, he's in his peak, man. He's 28 years old.
Yeah, and he's an animal. Like, he did not care. He was 99. He's 99 mid-range. He's a dog. He doesn't care. Like, he goes in there, and he's actually the one chasing LeBron now. But LeBron's got to look behind him, man, because he's coming. Like, he's destroyed 3 organizations. He's definitely ready to take down LeBron again. Like, he doesn't care. His mentality is Kobe-esque, if you would say.
I definitely agree with that.
To me, I thought it was really good. Transitioning into the Pistons, though, big night for the Motown, team. I was excited. I'm a homer. What did you guys think about that?
I thought the game was really good. I watched that game from start to finish. Pistons looked really good. Yeah, the Pacers hung around in there with Sabonis and all that, and Derrick Rose's crossover on Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh yeah, he had him spinning.
Malcolm Brogdon's lucky it wasn't 2011 D Rose, otherwise he would have yammed on him.
Yeah, probably would have ended his career right then and there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was a great game. Great way to start off the season with an opening win. I believe we're going to be a playoff team this year. I do honestly agree with that. I do think we'll be one of the lower seeds. But Drummond, he came through 32 and 23 as like a video game type numbers. Who does that? So I think, especially when Blake comes back, they're going to be good. I was impressed to see what Luke Kennard did off the bench. 6 threes. He was just very impressive. 30 points in 28 minutes. Hopefully he can keep that up. And I love what Derrick Rose said after the game. I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys saw what.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's funny right there. Sorry. You're good.
I don't know if you guys saw what Derrick Rose said after the game, but he sees a lot of potential in Luke Kennard. He was basically saying Luke Kennard doesn't know how good he's even going to be yet. He's just trying to help him grow. The thing I love about this Pistons team, everyone is getting more mature. Derrick Rose, he's in the later stage of his career, but he's still after his past experiences, he's trying to really mentor the younger guys, which is going to have an effect on him this season.
And also to add on to Drummond's stat lines, he also had 4 blocks and 3 steals. So he's playing for a defensive player of the year, which I think he even kind of said that he wants to try and be defensive player of the year and a contract year. Yep.
Yeah, and my boy Luke Kennard is out here. This is the first year where I think he's finally going to get time. I know last year he and Casey kind of, there was rumors that they were kind of mad at each other. He showed up, though the Bucks swept the Pistons last year.
Yeah,
Luke was able to show. Yeah, right. Luke was able to show that he's a sniper, man. They call him Cool Hand Luke. He's a lefty. So, he looked really good. I don't think he's very good at catch and shooting, like what you kind of have to be in the league, a Klay Thompson kind of guy. But I think he's good with his one off the dribble, just pull up and shoot, coming off curls off screens and stuff like that. It was good to see him last night. It sucks that they had a back-to-back. But yeah, I definitely was excited. First win of the year, Pacers, which is a mightily improved team. I know they don't have Oladipo, but as Sean mentioned, Sabonis, who he may look ugly, but they gave him a shit ton of money, so he's able to score, and you see why they gave him the money. He was a consistent bucket. He did not miss.
And it was a great move to also get Brogdon to help. He's going to be a very huge part for that team. Miles Turner, they have a good team. They were a 5 seed last year. I believe they're going to be back in the playoffs again, especially when Oladipo comes back. So to me, it was a good one. Beating them, especially in Indiana. And like you said, to talk about what you said about the back-to-back, sadly lost to the Hawks. We caught Trae Young on he had a very good night, so that was kind of a bad night for us. But 38 points, and he's special, man.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna Trae Young
and it's terrible because we got screwed over in the scheduling. It seems like first of the year you don't really prepare for that. Back-to-backs already suck in the NBA as it is, but then we got to go down. It's terrible, and then we got to play Trae Young, which is they're not a bad team anymore. They used to be kind of a joke, but they have a fairly good group of guys down there that could possibly make not a run for the championship, but get a playoff spot, make an impact, make some noise in the playoffs as well. They're honestly a few players away from just putting something together.
Yeah, I was watching that game last night, and I was just like, can someone please guard Trae Young, please? Because it's so simple. They just set a screen for him, and he hides behind the screen and just shoots it.
Man, he was shooting from the logo.
He did shoot one from half court. It was crazy.
Yeah. I honestly agree with you. Jabari Parker also played good off the bench last night. He had 18 points in 28 minutes. It was just, 23 minutes, my bad. But, it was just, Trae Young is almost I really see Steph Curry in him a little bit. He's not there all the way yet, but you can see some, flashes, and he's just, an amazing player. Not like what Stephen A. always says, pulling up from the parking lot, literally. It was just... Like when I was watching it last night, I was just like, man, we really had no answer. Reggie or Derrick Rose, couldn't really do much. But Derrick Rose held his own. He had 27. I was impressed with what I saw from him.
I was also impressed with Snell and all that. I thought Snell did really good. I thought Morris did really good. So, I think the Pistons have a lot of potential and could be really, really good.
Yeah, and I was just begging that we put in Christian Wood. I know that. I mean, Dwayne Casey even said at the end of the game, they were talking about him. They said, "Hey, why didn't you play him?" He said, "Well, I probably should have. He couldn't have done any worse defensively as we were last night. I mean, I want to see him. He seemed like a gem in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Or not the playoffs, in the preseason. Right. So just to get him some more time. I know Blake's even down. So just sneaking him into one little rotation wouldn't hurt anything. Just to see what he can do. That's what I'm looking for right now, is to see if Christian Wood can make an impact, because he beat out Joe Johnson.
He did.
I mean, and Joe Johnson's known, he's not a scrub. You know what I mean? He may be old, but Christian Wood, I mean, he's built he's the same height, he's the same weight as Thon Maker. The only reason Thon's got probably the leg up on him is he's known the offense for a little bit. Plus, he is a little bit more experienced. Plus, he is long as all get out, so he's very lengthy. But I definitely wanted to see Christian Wood last night. It really hurt my heart not seeing him on the floor.
Yeah, Christian Wood has played 4 minutes in 2 games. He did not play at all last night.
So it's terrible.
On the bright side, it still is early, guys. It's only been 2 games, but I do agree Christian Wood should get more minutes, because he is going to be a very big part of what they're trying to build here in Detroit. But still is early. But Dwayne Casey, I do agree, he needs to get his rotations better. But honestly, I think even though it's early, it's time for Derrick Rose to really start. He's been looking very good through 2 games. I know people keep saying the knees, the minutes restrictions, that might play a role, but really we just need to start him because we need something new. Reggie has not lived up to the hype at all. In the years Reggie has been here, we've not won a playoff game. He's been a decent leader. He's had his flashes, but it's really just been Blake. So I feel like if we start Derrick Rose, it will give Blake some more help. Really give us that spark that we need.
Yeah, and it feels like he's been on contract, on the books, ever since I was born. And I feel like he's been part of this, the Pistons contract. He's killing our salary every year. Thank the Lord this is his last year, but it feels like he's been part of the team forever.
I think it's time to get rid of him. And if Drummond keeps playing good, Drummond will be great trade value. So hopefully he can continue. I know, because
as much as he did really well those first 2 games, he still was half-assing it, and not coming down the court.
That's true.
He's killing me, dude. There would be possessions where he would not come down and his man would kind of be also as slow. But dude, get down there. It doesn't hurt you to stay down there. You know what I mean? It's terrible. But
and Reggie Jackson also did go down with an injury, so Derrick Rose might get some starting time depending on what the injury is for Reggie Jackson. I know it's lower back tightness or something like that, but we'll see if it plays a factor into the Philly game.
I do hope that injury is not severe. Obviously I hope, wish him the best for him to come back, but I just think it's time for us to move on from Reggie Jackson after this season. He just really is not, when you look at the numbers, he has not really performed all to his contract. He didn't deserve really a 5-year max deal. He's not a max player. So I think Derrick Rose is definitely, as long as he continues to do what he does and improve, we also have to be careful with his minutes, because, his knees are bad. We do recognize that. That's something we have to deal with. But I do think it's time for him to start, because we need a new spark plug.
Yeah, I think Reggie Jackson's just a backup at best. To me, he's not starting material. I don't really care for him.
Even in his OKC days, he was also just a backup. He kept thinking, he kept having this imagination that he was somehow, better than Russ or should have got starters minutes. But in reality, he shouldn't have. Reggie, he's okay. He's not terrible, but he's just not a legitimate starter that can be a part of a championship team. No way, no how.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. He's just, I just don't I'm sorry. Yeah, but he just really grinds my gears, man. Doesn't show any flash of anything. He's just an average, just an 80 overall, just walking into the gym, man. And there's no knock on him. He's able to shoot he was able to shoot the 3 pretty well last year, I thought. He improved that part of his game, which we really needed. If we were kicking it out to him, he was making that shot. But as we hear someone yell in the hallway. But there was just there was times where he was just poor with the ball, poor decision making, and then I'd be like, well, get Ish Smith in there because he was able to have a little bit of a spark coming off the bench.
Ish, man.
Oh my gosh, man! I know he's old, but like, dude, he's awesome. He's great.
His handle was crazy. He used to always be like crossing people.
Yeah, he's a little snake. Like he was just running through the defense. It's perfect. It was great. Yeah. So,
would you guys like to transition into last night's game? Clippers again played. This time they played the Warriors, and the Warriors have the new arena, the Chase Arena.
Absolutely.
Clippers won in a blowout, 141-122. Guys' opinions on that game?
Kawhi, another solid performance. I mean, like I keep saying, man, it's just. I think this is his year. I'm fully on the Kawhi hype train.
I definitely agree. I don't think he's going to win the regular season MVP, but I do think he will be the Finals MVP. I'm going to stay with my prediction. They're going to beat the Bucks in 6 in the NBA Finals, I believe. And Kawhi, just like you said, another great night. 21-9-5 in only 21 minutes of play. The Clippers are just so deep, man. They made the Warriors look like what the Warriors have been doing to everybody else for the past 5 years, really. And now, Draymond even admitted after the game, they got to get better. He said, we bleeping, sucked last night. So I think the Warriors is really just they got to depend on Steph a lot because Klay's gone. D'Lo did look okay yesterday, but you're really gonna have to depend on Steph. He's gonna have to take a lot of shots. Some nights I think Steph's gonna really come up to 30 shots a lot of nights because he's really gonna have to be the vocal point of the offense. But he's still my dark horse to win MVP. But I do think they're gonna creep in as a 6 or 7 seed. It's not gonna be the dominant Warriors team we've seen the last 5 years.
And you also the Clippers defense is so good right now. Imagine when they get Paul George back. That defense is just going to be that defense is going to be hard to I guarantee you no one will score.
And like we alluded to earlier in the show, I agree. When Paul George gets back, it's going to be even more dangerous. That's the only thing I think that's going to hold Kawhi back as far as the MVP. With Paul George coming back, they're going to share it a little bit, but they're just going to be so good because Paul George, he's coming off his best year. He was third in MVP voting, averaged 28 a game last year, which was just insane. So I think they're going to be, they showed it again last night. Lou Will again off the bench had 22 points. I just don't. No one's as deep as them. I just think they're going to be so good.
I think you might as well just name the 6th Man of the Year award the Lou Williams Award because he wins it every year. It's that crazy.
And honestly, I think home court advantage for them could be very vital because, I don't know. I believe they will obviously make a deep run. But if we do get the anticipated Lakers versus Clippers, matchup in the Western Conference Finals that we're all hoping for, it's not really going to matter who's home court. But I just think they're just, looking very good. And I don't really see no one in the West taking them.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally what you said, Travis. Sorry, I was looking up stuff for the NFL. I didn't really get to watch the game. Sorry, I'm not contributing as well to this segment as much. Okay. But, you're right. The defense for the Clippers is definitely going to improve with Paul George coming back, and Kawhi obviously has already solidified himself as becoming a defensive player who can now who has now fixed his game before coming to Toronto, a shooter, and you saw what happened with that. Now that he can score, winning a championship for Toronto. But yeah, absolutely, it's going to be a toss-up in the West. I agree with you. The Bucks, as much as I love the 76ers, they are really good 1 through 8. But I just think Giannis has that mentality to where he can take over a game to beat those teams. That's an extra you need that's that championship mentality that you need. But there's another curious thing out in the media. I think this Tuesday, we're recording this on Friday, but this Tuesday he talked about to the media saying, hey, I don't think I can stick around here if we don't improve. If we don't play good this year, I'm out the door. And and that's probably a scare to Bucks fans, but I think Giannis has a right to be where he's at. I think he's a good enough player that, hey, I need pieces around me. And Chris Middleton, I don't know if that's the greatest Robin you can have, but yeah, you know what I mean.
I agree with you. I think, and Giannis showed it last night. Triple double on opening night, 30 points on 11 of 17 shooting. Yeah, he's very a dog. Impressive. Yeah, I think he could win. He's also going to be in the race for MVP again, and he's only 25, so he still has plenty of time. I do agree with what you said. If they don't get it done this year, he knows the prime's not going to last forever, so he wants a ring now. And now with Durant especially leaving Golden State. The NBA is as balanced as it's been in the past 3 years, so now is a better time than ever to try to win. And also, I want to talk about last night. The Rockets didn't look that great. I know it's only one game, but I do think this is a start of Westbrook and Harden, just not being efficient. Harden shot 12% from 3 last night. Westbrook shot a little bit better. He was on 42%, but he shot under 50% from the field. I just don't think they're going to be able to. They're going to coexist to get a playoff seed, but definitely no championship.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they're a good team as is, but yeah, like you said, Travis, they're no championship team in the West.
Yeah, and you saw that like they were arguing mid-game. Like, prior to the game, everyone, House of Highlights, ESPN, SportsCenter, they're putting like, they're dancing together, this is what childhood friends do, And then midway through the game, you can visibly see them arguing with each other, and it's only, I believe that was their first game, right?
Yeah, first game last
game
night.
1, they're already arguing. People already see this coming, though, that you knew that this was going to happen. Both those guys are big ball guys. Like, they want to play with the ball in their hands. They don't want to play off the ball. I don't know. Putting those together, I think, is really tough. Maybe they'll figure it out. Hopefully they do, which would be really good just for the product for us.
As the fans, definitely.
As the fans, I'd like to see. I love competition. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's why March Madness is the best, because you never know who's going to win. So having this year, NBA is probably going to be the best year in a long time. So just having another team in the mix was just improve the product. With that being said, guys, we could switch over to. We have 2 things we can go. We can talk about the Lions trade. They traded their safety, Quandre Diggs, or we can talk about this NFL preview in general, whatever you guys want.
We can hop in. It's cool with you guys to the Diggs trade, then talk about the NFL matchups. But I was just so upset. I don't understand. Like, they did the same thing last year. We lost the game, then we traded Golden Tate. I know he was going to end up being a free agent, but I just feel like we just helped Seattle more than anything. A 7th round pick. Like, what do you guys think? I think it was a terrible move.
Yeah, so some of it is I'm as a fan, because I know he was a 7th round draft pick, and I know he was a hometown guy. He was, that's a guy fans get attached to people like that who are, if they're able to be, like, you're able to follow them all the way through the story. It's like signing like an undrafted free agent. Hey, he's made it on the team. He's gotten better. Now he's starting on the field. So when Patricia came in, the Patriots defense, he's basically instilled the Patriots defense. And what they're known for is man defense. And I believe everyone in this room is taller than Quandre Diggs standing. He's 5'9". And I'm a short guy. I'm 5'10". And so playing man against these 6 receivers, 6'3", 6'2", 6'4", that's tough for a dude. And so I think Patricia saw that where we have a guy in the backup, in the wings, Tracy Walker, who's got arms like a freaking condor, and he's a 6'2" lengthy corner who's now transferred over to safety. I think it was a good trade to even get value for him, because I don't think he was going to be staying next year, or they weren't going to recoup him. And so I think they're just trying to get any value possible for him. I personally am torn. I like the trade now out of it because I now see why. Right. But on initial blow, I was hurt.
I don't know. I just feel like you could have worked out, maybe we could have negotiated a new deal in the offseason, because we're still, the goal is to try to make a playoffs, I feel like. So
right, we're not blowing it up.
Yeah, we're only 2-3, so why just make the trade so early in the season? That was my only thing about it. I just feel like we help Seattle, who's one of the best teams right now in the NFC, who's going to make a run this year. They got a great, like Darius Slay said, they got a dog. Like, he's a great player, so I completely agree.
Yeah, and Darius was visibly upset. He announced to the media, he's like, no one's safe during the trade deadline. Yeah. But yeah, man, like, I understand that, but it's also a business.
Yeah, they do have to understand.
We have to. I need value. It would hurt me more watching him walk out the door without getting anything for him, because I know he's a good player. But if I'm gonna get something back for it, it wasn't probably like people were like clamoring on Reddit, 3rd, 4th round pick. Like, I need that. But like, listen, those don't happen anymore. Like, unless you're Mohamed Sanu and you're going somewhere. But it's like, I don't know. I just don't think I understand where everyone's coming from. I think that we're going to be fine. Our secondary's been pretty good. And before, we also have Will Harris in the back. We also have, Agnew can also flip around there. We also have Killebrew, who's played safety before. So it's not like we don't have people there. And they just signed someone. So I think we're going to be fine. I trust Quinn, and I trust Patricia. Okay. So the next thing we can do is we can transition over to the NFL. The first game we can probably do is the Seahawks and Falcons, since we were talking about the Seahawks. I personally think the Seahawks are going to absolutely just pump the Falcons. The Falcons are an absolute dumpster fire this year.
I definitely agree.
Right. They don't have Matt Ryan is questionable right now. Yeah. I don't even know who their backup quarterback is.
It's Matt Schaub.
It's Matt's great.
Matt Schaub hasn't
nothing better than walking him out there for a win. So I mean, they're going to be terrible, man. Like I feel so bad for Julio. I feel so bad for Freeman. It's terrible what they're doing. Dan Quinn, he's a dead man walking. There's no way he recoups his job this coming year.
I got the Seahawks too. I think the Seahawks are going to be the representatives of the NFC for the Super Bowl. So I'm fully on the Seattle hype train right now for the NFL.
I guess we got a 3-0 record because I'm going with Seattle too. Because Seattle, Russell Wilson, a little bit biased. He's on my fantasy team, but he's literally him and Christian McCaffrey have been the front runners for MVP. And I just think they're going to continue to win. Last week they did have a bad loss versus the Ravens, but they're going to bounce back. Falcons, like you alluded to, they've been very bad this year. Honestly, since the Super Bowl when they lost to New England, when they blew the 28-3 lead, they've really not been the same team. And Matt Ryan, the injury, that's going to continue to hurt. And if Matt Schaub has to go, I just don't think that's enough to beat Seattle, especially with the Diggs trade like we just talked about. He's going to make them even better. So I have Seattle winning this pretty easily. I'm guessing 2 touchdowns or more.
What about the Lions-Giants game? What do you guys got for that?
So I really hope the Lions can rebound against a team that is not as great as, everyone's on the Danny Dimes train right now. The Lions are only not even a touchdown favorite against these guys. They're coming in under 6.5. So, which kind of sucks. That's kind of depressing as a Lions fan, but I would really hope that the Lions can come back around here, get the offense going, shut down a rookie quarterback. The only person we really have to worry about, I believe Saquon is back this week, which sucks. Yeah, so it really sucks, but I hope that the Lions can come back here, get a win, get the momentum cooking again. It sucks that we've had these 2 losses, having the Green Bay game, having the Chiefs game kind of ripped out of our hands too. The refs are killing me this year. I'm not betting any money this year, but it's terrible. Like, I really hope the Lions can come back here and get a win and get the momentum going.
I definitely agree. I think that the Lions will win. The Giants have been pretty bad this year. They're 2-5. Daniel Jones has done a decent job as a rookie starting, but he's not there yet. So I do think Matt Stafford and the Lions will win. Saquon's going to be an issue, especially with how bad our defense played last week, letting Kirk Cousins throw 4 touchdown passes. I don't even want to go into that because that just makes me so.
Makes me sick.
I was just but I do believe we will win, and this is a perfect opportunity to bounce back, get back to 500. Hopefully get some wins going because we have obviously the Packers game we got screwed by some bad calls and some plays we just didn't make. Then we lost to the Vikings in a game where our offense played so good but defense didn't do nothing. So hopefully we can get both offense and defense to play well and win. I believe we'll win this game by a touchdown or higher. Yeah. I do think the Giants will probably stick around.
Means they'll cover the spread, so we can all hope and pray.
Yeah, I got the Lions in this one too.
Yeah,
guys.
I can't bet on the it's tough. Actually, the Lions have been pretty good against the spread this year. I believe they're 6-1, so this past from the games combined, so it's pretty good.
One game I wanted to ask you guys about, what are your guys' opinions on the Browns and Patriots this weekend in Foxborough?
I gotta go Patriots. As much as I don't like them, their defense is one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL right now. Tom Brady, no word there.
Yeah,
it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, and they're a 12-point favorite right now, according to Caesar Sportsbook, which is pretty good, especially coming from where they have been. We're actually watching it right now. Actually, we're recording. The lines are changing right now, so they're actually at 11.5. So they gave them a half a point. But just looking at like the Patriots, as you mentioned, the Patriots defense has been great. I have them on my fantasy team. The problem is this week I have to play Nick Chubb, which sucks because I'm sure he's going to get like nowhere. Like the Browns have been so interesting this year. Like they have all this talent and they just cannot put it together. It blows my mind. But going against Belichick though, it's definitely going to be a tough task for Baker and company.
I honestly, I agree. I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I can't go against the GOAT. As you guys know, I'm a huge Tom Brady fan.
Right.
So I believe they're going to win. I did think, before the season started, I was buying into the Browns hype, and I'm a huge Baker fan too, but Baker just hasn't lived up to the hype. He's thrown so many interceptions this year. He's already thrown over 10, and they haven't even played 8 games yet, which is terrible. So I do believe they'll win. I do believe it's going to be a fight, though. I think it's going to be a close game, people think, because the Browns are trying to bounce back. But they just, they're catching a red-hot New England team, and I believe the Patriots will win again and continue to keep the momentum going. And it's just so hard betting against Brady, especially at home. So I don't really see how the Patriots lose this game.
Yeah, you can't, especially if he's in Foxborough. Like, automatic money line, automatic cover. I mean, he'll cover the spread. Like, I think they haven't lost against the spread all year, unless they play. They lost one time, and it was against the Dolphins. They were 21-point favorites.
And they won by 43.
Right. So it's like, you got to wonder, like, at what point does Tom, because Adam Schefter did say, we were talking about actually yesterday in class, that Adam Schefter, came on to Get Up with Mike Greenberg, and he was saying, like, hey, Tom might be not staying here, and which blew my mind, because the fact that it's so nice here, why would you want to leave? Like, that's kind of the thing that what Peyton Manning did. He's with the Colts, and then he comes back and he goes with the Broncos. Like, yeah, he won a Super Bowl, but just stay, man. Just keep one legacy. Keep it where you're at. Don't leave. Just retire on top. You know what I mean?
I honestly, I really don't want to see him go nowhere. But if Brady were to leave Belichick, you guys might be shocked to hear this, but I think Chicago would be a great destination. Mr. Stravinsky has been awful. They really just need a quarterback. Their defense is one of the top in the league. But if Brady were to, obviously I don't want Brady to leave New England, but if he were to leave next year and he still wanted to play another year, why not Chicago? I think that would easily make Chicago a contender.
I think it would too. I mean, put the best QB on the Bears with arguably a top 3 defense, let's say. I mean, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, easily. That's just I don't know if it will happen, but Brady in Chicago, could be, don't sleep on that idea. But I think he'll retire as a Patriot, but you never know what could happen. Like Brady even said, he doesn't know what the future holds. So
yeah, and if he does go to Chicago, I as a Lions fan, I will be hurt, because you're telling me that now we have Aaron Rodgers, who's a very good quarterback, probably one of the most elite, and then you're about to throw in Tom Brady, who is probably the best quarterback in the league and probably in history. It's not fair, man. I need something. I need just one playoff win. There's been so much hurt in the fan base. I can't have another blow. Like, it's too much. Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. And also the Sunday night matchup. A lot of people are anticipating it, the Chiefs and Packers. How do you guys see that game going? Even though Patrick Mahomes probably won't play, but he is back at practice this week.
Right now I'd probably go Green Bay, as much as that pains me to say that. But, I'd obviously be rooting for the Chiefs just because I absolutely hate the Packers being a Lions fan. You can never root for the Packers in my mind if you're a Lions fan, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think like so the Chiefs are 3-point underdogs right now, and it's only because they don't have Patrick Mahomes. Sammy Watkins is coming back. I believe Matt Moore is their backup quarterback. So
I was just gonna say, who is their backup?
Yeah, it's Matt Moore, and he's who'd have thought like he was like the guy like backing up Patrick Mahomes. You thought they'd have some other wiry dude who could maybe learn some tricks from Patrick, but Andy Reid had posted a statement on Wednesday saying, hey, he's wired like Patrick Mahomes is wired like that, like he wants to come back in. And as a Chiefs fan, if I was a Chiefs fan, I would sacrifice this game because you're going into a bye week after. Let him ride out. Get 2 weeks rest. Let him come back fresh. He's got all this time. He'll be able to heal up. That's what I would do. Because for the love of football, no one wants to see him go down. He's so amazing to watch, Patrick Mahomes, that if rushing him back and he really tears his meniscus completely fully, I don't know. It'd be terrible for the league. It'd be terrible for the fan. It'd be terrible for the team. I don't want to see that. I want to see 400 yards a game. I want to see 5 touchdowns. I want to see bombs thrown. I want to see all that.
Yeah, he's very exciting. I want to see Patrick Mahomes back out there too, and he's just one of the most exciting athletes, not just in the NFL, but in honestly all sports right now. It just sucks as a fan because I was really looking forward to this matchup earlier in the year. See Aaron Rodgers go against Patrick Mahomes, especially with the game Aaron Rodgers just had 6 total touchdowns, 5 passing touchdowns, only 6 incompletions. I believe Aaron Rodgers is back. Stephen A says he is a bad man. He's very bad. I think they're going to be, the Packers are one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Personally, I think they're going to come out the NFC, Sean. I know you have the Seahawks, but I think we might get a Green Bay versus New England. But for this game, I think the Packers are going to win, especially if Mahomes doesn't play, which it looks like he's a doubtful. So. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so like our last game, or we can keep going on, guys. I really don't care. We could bounce all around the league. So we can look at Miami, the Monday night game, which is
Dolphins.
That's terrible. Flex the game or something, NFL. So now we have to watch a winless Dolphins team, and now we have to watch a backup. We have to watch a quarterbackless basically team. I love Duck Hodges. Don't get me wrong, but. There's a chance that Mason Rudolph comes back, but man, he looked dead like last time we saw him on the field. So they are actually 13-point favorites against the Dolphins, which is I just feel bad, man. Like I've been there. We didn't expect the Lions to go 0-16, but this team is worse than the Lions team. I have to say, like in 0-16. Absolutely,
I agree. I totally agree.
Right, and I don't know if that's the homer in me, but looking at like just all the other stuff. Like we lost some really close games. These games aren't even close. Like they're getting just stomped by the Ravens, the Patriots. I mean, they're getting 50 burgers put on them. It's terrible, man.
And also go back to after week 1, half the team of the Miami Dolphins requested a trade, and then Mika Fitzpatrick gets traded to the Steelers.
Right.
So he's facing his old team right now, and so that's going to be a personal game for Mika Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Personally, I think this is disgraceful for us fans. Why are the Dolphins playing a Monday night game? Right. I don't care. The Dolphins are awful, and the Steelers have been pretty bad too. Especially with Big Ben gone. So I just think this shouldn't be a Monday night game. But if I had to pick a winner, I do think the Steelers are going to win. But to go back on your point, I don't think this is the worst team I've ever seen. I still think the 2016 Browns. If you guys want to talk about that,
okay.
The Browns did not win the game for an entire calendar year. People forget that, like entire calendar year. They went 0-16 and lost the majority of the games the following year, where they won 1 game. Yep. So win 1 game in 2 years, is pretty pathetic. Yep. So I do think this Dolphins team is pretty bad, but they're not the worst team I've ever seen. But if they do continue to play bad, they could be more so in that conversation. But honestly, I think it's going to be a close game. The Steelers will probably win by 3 or 6 points. I could see being by a field goal or 2 field goals.
Could see a low score. You could, yeah.
This should not be a Monday night game.
I agree. The over-under is 43, which is fairly high, which is for, the average is basically 45, basically. So, they're only taking 2 points off. Yeah. But, yeah, it's pretty crappy primetime football. Who played Thursday?
Thursday night was the
Redskins and Vikings.
Redskins and Vikings. So you got the Redskins on there. I mean, the Vikings, obviously, you knew they were going to just stomp them out there.
Vikings have been looking good, to be honest.
I know. I hate it, dude. It's terrible. I mean, I really thought, like, the secondary was going to stop Kirk Cousins. I think, Kirk had a really good time against us, but, man, like, we can't stop Dalvin Cook. Like, he's a dog.
Monster.
Like, he is unbelievable. Like, it doesn't take just one guy to take him down. It takes multiple. So, it's tough, but, yeah.
There is one more game I did want to talk about with you guys, the Panthers and 49ers. So the 49ers are still the only undefeated team with the New England Patriots in the league. And we got the Panthers, who are 4-2. My guy, Christian McCaffrey, he's been looking pretty good for me this year in fantasy. I think that's going to be a good game. And actually, I could see the 49ers losing their first game of the season this week. And I'm picking them to lose this game because I think Christian McCaffrey's going to play great. And I believe the backup quarterback, Allen, he keeps winning. They keep saying, what they're going to do when Newton comes back. But I think I got the Panthers in an upset this week, fellas.
I could see it, but I'd probably go 49ers just to be safe.
Yeah, I can't get off those 49ers, man. They're so good right now. It is unbelievable. Like, they run the ball effortlessly. Passing, Garoppolo's been okay. They have Kittle. That's their big guy. Kittle and Godwin, I believe. Anyone check me on that? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so they're another 5.5 points favorites there. They're at home, which is good. So not saying like the time zone is ever going to affect anything. That's
and they did win the trade. They did just trade for Emmanuel Sanders, which was a good move. I want to point out. Right.
Yeah. So that's they have another weapon there, which is great for Shanahan. He's obviously going to utilize him probably right off the bat. I'm so glad that they are winning. I really wish the Lions could win. That's really what I want to see. But they've been struggling as well. I like Shanahan. I think he's a good guy, but they're probably going to be playing in a drier environment than there was last week. It just rained. They had like 10. You know what I'm talking about? Like 8 inches of rain on the field. It felt like. So I know. I as much as you like the Panthers, and I like Christian McCaffrey. I love CMC, Darius Sanders. I love all that. I got to go with the 49ers, man.
Another close projected game is the Eagles-Bills. What's your guys'?
Yeah. So Josh Allen's been looking really good this year. That defense, it's at home. I believe Bills Mafia is going to play a big factor there. They don't have to go too far for the game, but I think Bills Mafia is going to play a big factor there. I don't think the Eagles are that good. Like, you know what I mean? I think they have a kind of a younger secondary. Yeah, they have. I just don't think they're good. They have Sanders as their running back. They have all this. Goddard, Ertz, Wentz. I just don't see how they're that good. I think the spread is a little misleading. I think the Bills are actually like for real. I think they're number one in the wild card right now because of Tom Brady being in that division with them. But I think they're real deal, man.
Honestly, I got to agree with you. I think the Bills are going to win on Sunday. The Eagles have been just bad. They just lost in a blowout to the Cowboys 37-10. Carson Wentz does not look good, and the Cowboys, they just lost to a Cowboys team who just lost to the Jets. Right. So the Eagles they haven't looked the same. Carson Wentz is not the Carson Wentz from 2017, the MVP candidate. I don't know if it's just the chemistry, the guys who were so used to Nick Foles. They just really haven't, looked good, and honestly, it's not the same Eagles team that we were accustomed to seeing the last 2 seasons.
I'll take the Bills, but I mean, you never know. I guess what Carson Wentz, could show up. I mean, he could just be a complete animal, or you never know.
So. I don't know about the Bills' defense has been very good.
Yeah, they've been awesome. Like, I've had them for fantasy all year, and they've been very consistent. They haven't screwed me over in any aspect, basically the whole year. You just can't. You can't go against them. I think.
Yeah, they held this Patriots offense 16 points. I just can't see Carson Wentz really. Yeah, I mean, like you said, anything can happen, but I just really doubt it. He's been pretty bad. They only got 10 points against the Cowboys, so.
Yeah, I know, and the Cowboys lost to the Jets, so it's like it's just the NFL logic is so crazy and stuff like that.
Well, that will be all for the show today.
Yeah.
For Mikes and Takes episode 3. Follow us on all social media platforms, Bulldog Radio, and we'll be back next Friday to talk more NBA, more NFL. This will be for me. This will be it for me, Barrett, and Sean.
Thanks, guys.